I would like to introduce both of our speakers today. They're going to be speaking about unlocking the future of event planning with ChatGPT, elevating efficiency, innovation, and collaboration. So we have Tess Vismale, Chief Event Rescuer. I love that title, by the way.
Thank you.
Chief Event Rescuer and Event Technologist at iSocialX, and Yinka Freeman, the founder at Triple Pocket Events. So please welcome your speakers to the stage.
Yay, yay,
Good
yay.
morning. Good morning.
Yay,
How are
yay,
you? Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Yinka,
I'm
and
Tess.
this is Tess.
And we're your show for the day.
We're here to start your morning off right today. So today we are going to talk about ChatGPT and how to use it as event planners, event producers, event professionals. This session is going to be really, really interactive. So the first thing that we want you all to do is pull out your phone, your laptops, and go to the website right here on your screen.
And again, this is very interactive. We do not want you to be on the sidelines not participating. Those of you who are on your mobile device, if you just so choose to, you can download the ChatGPT app and work from that. If you're on your mobile device, you can choose to go to the browser on that device if you'd like to.
And if you've never used it, it will ask you to create an account. You can simply use your Google account. That's the easiest way if you want, or go ahead and put in your email as well. But we do want you to be able to participate the entire time with us. So I will leave this up for a little bit.
Yes. And just while you're doing that, I'd like us to do a poll really quickly as well. And it's actually just a quick poll. I want you to scan your device as well. And then there's just two little questions in there. But I want, just by show of standing, because I want you to get excited this morning, how many people are professionals when it comes to AI? Stand up. Brant, sit down. Thank you. Okay, how many people feel as though they know nothing? Stand up. I said stand, Adrian. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So this little poll here is really easy to do. Hopefully everyone has scanned. Perfect. We're gonna pull out. And I'm one who likes polling only 2 questions, give or take. And I want us to be able to see the results, because this is one of my favorite polling softwares. Oh, we got some people in here. Okay. I wanted to see how many suppliers we had in the audience. I said I'm a little biased because we said for planning. So mostly we are planners, so that's good. Let me see who else is playing with us in the sandbox today. Of course, this is Yinka's computer, so it's going to take me a half a second to move through it. And then let's see, how familiar are you with ChatGPT? And I think we lost the connection, if you will. Don't know why. When tech's gone wild, right? Yes? I wanted you all to see how beautiful the poll looks. Yes? No? It's not mirroring nicely.
It is not.
Okay, so then what's going to happen is somebody's going to have to answer the poll once it comes up so you can see how beautiful it is. Does everyone have their account? No? Okay, pretty much share with your neighbor, please. If you don't, please be nice. All right. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little, just to move us along a little bit, and not have you just stop, is I'm going to have you take time to kind of think about what you know of AI. I'm going to read a definition of what ChatGPT is, because I like to be sterile with my definitions. Because what we have a tendency of doing in our industry, because we're a little slow to innovate, okay, right, is making assumptions about what we think things are because we've heard people talk about it. So I want you to kind of close your eyes for a moment, listen to my voice, if you will, and meditate on what this means to you. ChatGPT is an advanced conversational AI model developed by OpenAI. We don't really care who it's by right now. It is trained on a vast amount of text, data, allowing it to understand and generate human-like responses to a wide range of prompts and questions. I'm going slow for a reason. ChatGPT can assist with various tasks, as we know. But I said the word prompts. What does prompts mean? Prompts means it's a give and take. That means I feed you, you feed me. Correct? I inform you, then you inform me. Brent and I was having this great conversation the other day, right? And we kind of talked about, people think that it's some pie in the sky database that lives up somewhere and it's just going to download a whole bunch of stuff because it knows it. It knows the whole, it knows all of life. And then it's just going to feed anything it feels like it wants to give us. But is that true? No. Again, prompts. We feed it, it feeds us. So if I'm not clear in the prompts I give it, it cannot be clear to me. Yes, it can go crazy because it is on us, it makes assumptions, and it's called analyzing. It's called predictive. And the one word that I love to talk about any AI system per se, not all, but most that we're working with these days, I think people forget about machine learning. That little word called learning. It's got to learn what you want it to say. So I'm going to give you an example of what a good prompt is and what a bad prompt is. And I like to read this versus coming off the top of my head, which I could. But I think, again, in order for me to make an impact in your basic understanding, and again, I don't care where you are, if you're an expert like Brant, even though, let's go back a little bit, no experts exist in AI. People have been working with it a long time, therefore they know it more than others, but that doesn't mean they're an expert, per se, okay? Got it? So that means we're all learning at the same time. So take all those fears off the tables, expectation and angst. Push it to the side. All right, so listen to this. This is a bad prompt. I need help with my event. Can you generate some questions for a survey? Why is that bad?
You're going to get some crazy questions?
No context on what the event is.
Exactly.
It's too vague.
Way too vague. I give it, it gives me, right? Okay, let's go back to the good prompt. As an event planner for a large tech conference, I need help creating a post-event survey to gather feedback from attendees. Please generate a list of 10 questions that covers topics such as overall satisfaction, keynote speakers, breakout sessions, networking opportunities, venue facilities. The question should be a mix of multiple choice and open-ended formats. Aim for a professional and friendly tone, and provide a brief explanation of why each question is important for gathering valuable insights to improve future events. How's that sound? Is it clear? Is it concise? Right? Good little before and after? I gave it. Then it's going to give it to me. All right? So that's the basis of what we're going to do today. How we feeling? We
Feeling
good?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Tess. So with that, we're going to create together. So I want you to think of a dream event of yours. Maybe one of you is getting married in a year or two. Maybe you have a sustainability conference that's coming up. Anything that you can possibly think of as an event that you want to create right now in this moment, think about it. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. In the meantime, I'll do a little dance.
Yes, we're going to dance. And I want you to remember dream. My girlfriend Karen here, she's phenomenal as a planner because she dreams up what she wants and she tests it. She's in an environment that allows her to do that, right? Many of us are not. This is that time for you to pick something that you can do that's a dream. She shared with me the other day how she took a leap of faith and said, you know what? I don't want to, I'm paraphrasing, I don't want to have those stale VOGs, so I'm going to use AI as an opportunity to create them, right? I'm not going to tell you what tools she used. You got to earn that. But she did. And it worked. And people didn't realize it at first. But she definitely did disclose it. But see how that's a creative way of building your event? All right, that's more than 20 seconds.
All right.
Got it? Does everyone have
Does
it?
everyone have their dream event?
Remember you're sharing. Remember dream. Big picture.
Remember a dream, right? And if you are not going to participate on your phone, look over your neighbor's shoulder and share. So let's go ahead and get into ChatGPT and create this dream event.
Okay. I'm going to walk around for a little
Tess
bit.
is going to ask.
I'm going to pick one person.
So
Who's gonna
my
share?
prompt would be, help me conceptualize a dream event with a focus on sustainable technology. What keynote speakers, sessions, and interactive elements would make it stand out? That is what I'm going to put into ChatGPT.
And let's show them. Okay, who wants to volunteer and tell me their dream? Jill? Yes?
You are a professional who travels successfully, and I would like for you to help me plan a dream trip to Italy. Include some time on a boat and a train. We want to be treated as VIPs and see at least 2 wineries.
Lovely. Give it a time.
Ooh, what's a good time?
Or ask it and tell me what's.
I'm not going to type that. Tell me what is a good time to go to Italy when the weather is spring-like and pleasant.
Perfect. Is that good, you all? It's almost like what I call, there's this technique called the 5 whys that you want to ask. If I asked you a question, asked her, why is that your dream event? She answers. Then I'm going to say why. And I'm going to say why 5 times to get to the nitty gritty. Those answers is what you should put in ChatGPT so that you can get a comprehensive way of giving a better prompt. If you don't remember what I said, just remember the 5 whys. So you're going to think about the answers to the 5 whys to help formulate your prompts that you're putting in there. How are we looking? It's not coming up?
It is not coming up.
No, are we not mirroring, sir? Can we help her? Thank you. How's that feeling for everyone? 5 whys. Ask yourself why 5 times. That's a great way of getting to that good prompt. Who else want to share? I want one or 2 more people to share. I'm going to start picking. Okay.
My name is Keishana. I'm the owner of Onyx Occasions, and my dream event, my prompt that I wrote into ChatGPT is I want to, and I kind of use your wording, I want you to help me conceptualize a nationwide conference for Black and minority-owned vendors in the event space to gain knowledge, resources, and network networking opportunities to help them advance their business and knowledge of the industry. We want the conference to have group sessions, breakout sessions. We want to have a panel of guest speakers who speak to our brand, voice, and mission. And then I didn't finish writing.
3 more whys. 3 more.
5 whys that. Sorry. I need an answer on the 5 whys, what that was I was writing when you said it.
They're the answer to your question. So if I was to say, what is your dream event?
I'm still thinking. I'm not there yet, but maybe like a music festival on like renewable resources.
Why?
Because it's a passion for me that I like water rights and where that goes.
Why?
Because we are losing fresh water.
Why?
Because we use too much of it.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Why?
You've got me. I'm stumped.
See, he went to 4, right? But he could think of 1 more. Because we're
We need to educate more people on water and the use of it.
perfect. So those answers is what you should use to lead to create your prompt, to clarify it, to go deeper. Okay? Is that good? How we looking?
It is up.
Beautiful.
So, my dream event, the keynote speakers that it has listed: Elon Musk, Greta Thunberg, Dr. Jane Goodall, Bill Gates.
Based on your prompts.
Based on my prompt. Sessions: Tech for Good Showcase, a panel discussion, the future of transportation, greening the supply chain, renewable energy revolution, and nature tech fusion.
And it's actually giving her some brief session statements. I wouldn't say a full-on description, but
Correct.
giving a starter.
Correct. Some of the interactive elements for mine: virtual reality experiences, hackathons, interactive workshops, networking events, live demonstrations. Special features: carbon neutral event, diverse representation, interactive mobile app.
Now, that wasn't just in a couple of seconds is when she got that back. Those of you who heard me yesterday, I look at AI as my personal assistant. You know, I focus on mindset first, because if our minds are not right as designing events from the beginning, then it's not going to work along the way, right? So if I use this and say, oh gosh, I'm scared, I don't know, they tell me it's bad, I'm scared of security, somebody's gonna hack me, someone's gonna take all my data, they're gonna know everything. It's different. You turn over your information to a administrative assistant all the time, someone on your team all the time. So why not move faster, iterate faster, get your ideas out faster? Again, I always say from the higher brain instead of the lower. I hate to say lower brain, but right. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so now that you have a list, right? You have your keynote speakers. Maybe those keynote speakers don't gel with the audience, right? Maybe you have a little bit more diverse of an audience than who Elon Musk would relate to. So you can then go in and refine those keynote speakers or any of the prompts that it spat back out, any of the suggestions that it spat back at you. You can then start to refine it a little bit more. I am of the mindset that even though it's an AI, you still need to be nice to it. So I always say please and thank you when I write my prompts.
And I don't.
Oh, okay. Difference of opinion here. So if I wanted to focus on a more diverse set of keynote speakers, I would then go back into ChatGPT and say, please, for the ones that are nice out there, give me a more diverse set of keynote speakers. Make sure the demographic is representative of representative of the conference.
The cool thing about it is it understands the fact that we make typos.
It does.
So we don't have
I'm
to be
gonna
worried
leave that
about
in
those.
there just to prove a point.
Absolutely.
The demographic of the conference attendees. Age range is 30 to 40 years, and mainly Pacific
Yeah, nice.
Islanders.
And then what I do is I always clarify my point of view. I'm coming from being a planner. Within ChatGPT, I feed it in the settings my boilerplate information as to who I am. So it always answers to who I am, as well as giving me the answers back. If I switch my point of view, I tell it I've switched. This is what point of view I want like you to answer me from, as well as sometimes I clarify. I'm a Black woman. I'd like my voice and tone to be very different than what you just gave me. That's when I say it, in terms of not being as, I don't necessarily not do please and thank you, but still. I was like, yeah, that doesn't work. And I play with it, but like I would someone else. I would have a conversation like I would have with someone else, so that it gets to know me and my rhythm and my tone.
So based on what I entered, it gave me about 10 different keynote speakers. Now, I do not know any of these keynote speakers that it spat out at me. So, assistant, right? This is where you, as the human, you come in and you do your research, right? You go on Google, you figure them out, you see if they actually really truly fit. It gave you suggestions, and now you take that and you do what you do as a planner. You do your research, right? You make sure it works. You make sure they're not dead. And sometimes it does give you people that are no longer on Earth. So you just need to do that little bit of research, and then based on what it's prompted you, you can then start your planning process, right? If these don't work, if none of them work, you can go back in and say, maybe you want all female keynote speakers. So we'll go back in and say, please make them all female speakers. And there you go.
We got a nice little a race car driver who's a female, Pacific Island.
Yeah.
According to that.
There
Yes,
you
sir.
go.
You have a question on the.
Did you want to give us that question? You want me to take them? Oh, I could do it, no problem. Do you find AI can learn from your expressions of gratitude? Is there a value in taking time? Is there okay, no, missed that one. Do you find that ChatGPT has gotten to know you over multiple sessions, or does it only seem to learn about you within a single session and then starts over the next time you log in? So what?
I like to take that.
Go ahead.
I definitely think that it has learned me over time. If you see on the right, do you see all, like I can go scroll all the way back and it'll probably go all the way to last year. So I use it consistently. I am a queer Black woman. I do a lot of work in the queer space. So you'll see I have a lot of pride, Black pride, San Diego pride, Asian pride. But I put it in, and I always start, like Tess said, I am a queer Black woman in my 40s. And then I give it the prompt. Sometimes I say I am a gay white man, depending on what I need it for. But for the most part, I do feel that it has learned who I am. When I first started using ChatGPT, I would put my age, where I'm from, all of those information to help me refine its speech. So when it prompts something back out at me, it sounds the way I sound and not so robotic. I tend to I have a lot of flair when I speak. I use my hands a lot. And so I'll put things like that in there so that when it spits something back out of me, it really truly feels like it's in my own words. I hope that answered that question.
Yes. And then what you can do too is right here under the settings, you can hit customize. Oops. Oops. If you have the paid version too, you can do customize and you can put all of your info, here it is. You can put all of your information in here, what I call boilerplate information, my PR terms, right? And answer the questions on the basic information about you, so it actually feeds the information to you from that particular point of view. Tone, and the like, if you so choose. You don't have to. Yinka and I decided that we wouldn't show you the paid version, so we wouldn't put that on you. We'd actually show you the free version, which is a 3.5 version, which, has nice logic, moves kind of fast. I don't want to take you all to creating your own little bot, as I call it, right? That you can do and customize. We want to do the basics. Go ahead.
All right, so I want to hear from the audience.
You do?
I do.
Who's next? Who's gotten far? Who'd like to share? Are we back to the original question now? That's a new one? Okay, no. I had a chance to attend yesterday's session and thought the idea of using specific AI tools were valuable. How do you strike a balance between these two tools so AI can continue to learn about you? Strike a balance between the two. So one, you need to inform it with the boilerplate. Balance, to me, is based on what the baseline function of that tool is doing. What's the purpose of it? I mentioned how Karen is creating voiceover. So that's voice versus visual, right? Some of the pictures you saw Yinka bring up, she used what to create it? Yeah, she used Dolly to create some of the images in it. She asked it questions. So I think their balance is based on goal, always. We are always thinking absolute answers to things. We're not in the absolute answer situation anymore. Our lives are not absolute anymore. Everything is pretty much depends, because there's various degrees on points of views, which is the beauty of how we live. So I think you strike a balance based on the return on emotion and return on investment, return on what you need based on your stakeholders. Go ahead.
So this morning, I wanted to practice what I preach and use AI to create some images for the PowerPoint that is up on that you'll see up on the screen. And the first thing I did was just put in a prompt, create an image of people creating together, event planners creating together, and it spat this out of me. And I thought it looked too cartoonish. And so I went back in and I said, please make it realistic, like a photograph. Now, it cannot create actual photographs, it creates images. So it told me that you want to put the prompt of creating a hyper-realistic photo. So then I did. I said, create 2 hyper-realistic images of event planners creating events, and it spat that out at me. And then I kept giving it more prompts. I want the planners to look more diverse. I want there to be more AI included in it. And it just kept spitting back out all these different images at me as I was refining them. So it went from this, and then it went to this, and I just kept typing in prompts into the platform so that it kept spitting out images at me.
Any questions about images? I think hopefully I answered the questions about balance. I was told I can't go back to the first question, which is a little unnerving. I just wanted, the first question. I didn't want to skip the person who asked the question from the beginning. So I'll go to this one. Do you need to have 5 whys before you put in the prompt, or can you use them as a follow-up prompts to help specify?
I don't believe that you do need to have 5 whys. Sometimes I just don't really know. Sometimes I just know that my client said their favorite color was blue, and that's it. And so I will just put in, create an event that has lots of blue hues, and it does. And then I start putting in more prompts to refine it. What color blue? Where is the event? What is the location, the venue, things like that. I start putting that in so that it starts spitting more conceptualized ideas back at me.
Yes, and I totally agree. You need to use the 5 whys as much as you possibly can for every response
But
back.
you do not have to necessarily start with that.
Yes.
I had a question about the images. Are you able to ask it to incorporate images you already have and alter those? Like, pull this image off my homepage or my desktop and upgrade it to now be pink, or can it only be what it actually generates?
It is, as of right now, it is only what it generates. But what you could do is describe the image on your homepage or your website, right? Put all of that clear description in there and see what it gets back out at you.
Yeah, you can also do attachments in there. It's not ready yet to take multiple attachments. Claude does, but we're not talking about that today. But you could upload something in as like an example of it. But descriptions to me are best. They're moving in the direction, because again, we're staying focused on just ChatGPT today, pretty much. So moving into other directions, it is possible with AI. How's that? It's another one. Are there AI tools, or does the paid are there AI tools, or does the paid version of ChatGPT give real data and points? I think you want to say free. So yes, we're showing you the free versus the paid version. Paid gets you more opportunities. There are lots of extensions to it. So what she showed you is DAL-E is an extension to it's like an assistant to the assistant, right? To let you do more things with it. And in terms of real time, correct. 3.5 is old, 4 is newer. Right? Dates change, updates change constantly around it. Iterations are there as well. Go ahead. You want to hear from the audience?
That is correct.
Karen, will you step in for me? Please. Just tell me your dream event and how far you get.
Oh gosh. Okay. My dream event, my initial prompt was create a dream event for event tech nerds. That includes keynote speakers, group conversations, and demos. Also suggest a menu for lunch and dinner that is sustainable and unique. And so it spit out, it gave me a theme and an agenda,
What was the theme?
just the format. The theme was innovate, connect, transform, the future of event tech. And
How long would it have taken you to come up with that?
Oh, way too long, I'm sure. A lot longer than the 2 seconds that it spits this out.
Okay.
Yeah. It gave a decent menu for lunch, but then I dug in a little bit more and was like, okay, what would you name the items on the menu that would appeal to the audience? So the appetizers tech garden harvest was crudité, quinoa code salad cups. So it started implementing some of those fun, like quirky names that would appeal. Data-driven chocolate mousse, et cetera, et cetera. I did ask it for keynote speaker suggestions, like specific keynote speakers, and I said make a suggestion for the keynote speakers, include any bad press or news in the last 20 years. Keep in mind diversity in suggestions. So it gave me 5, and all of them for press said no known bad press or controversial news, except for one said controversial figure due to the leak of classified information, and gave me a little bit more info there. So that's the way I use it, is like as a starting point. Would I take this as absolutely true? No. Like Tess, like you just said, the information's old. Even though ChatGPT tells me there's no bad press on this person, I think it's 3 years, 5 years, something like that. I still need to do my due diligence and look up those people, but at least it's a starting point. If there's a major red flag, I get it right away, kind of thing. So, yeah.
I love that. All right, does anyone else?
Okay, one more. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I need new people to share.
I'll just do mine quick anecdotal. So at my job, I work for a healthcare foundation, and I have been trying to pitch a conference with other event managers from healthcare foundations around the country, and I haven't been able to come up with a good pitch to give my bosses, and I feel like an idiot because I use ChatGPT all the time, and it just gave it to me in 30 seconds. Sorry.
Okay.
So my initial prompt was, you are an experienced event manager for a major healthcare foundation. Please help conceptualize an inaugural event, gathering event managers from healthcare foundations all over the country to share information, workshop ideas, and learn from each other. I would like for it to happen a year from today in Denver, Colorado. And so I didn't have all 5 of my whys, which is why I asked that question. So it gave me the event name, which is it would have taken me Healthcare Event Innovation Summit. Great, that would have taken me forever, even just that. It gave me an objective, which is to foster a community of collaboration among foundation event managers specializing in healthcare philanthropy, providing a platform to share innovative ideas, which is great. And then it did give me a couple of marketing strategies, like offer early bird registration special. So I had to follow up and say, this is actually an inaugural event, so I'll be inviting people personally. How do I make it worthy and valuable for them to accept the invitation? And it gave me 8. I won't go into all of them because we're running out of time, but it gave me 8 really good, create a compelling theme, leverage industry leaders, offer network opportunities, personalize invitations, just a lot of ways to make it seem valuable to people. And now I have a whole thing I can give to my bosses.
So you actually created a dream
Exactly.
event. Okay.
So she was stumped, little fearful around some aspects, right? But now she's used a tool which she knew it was out there. That's now it's at her hip pocket because she might have downloaded an app at any point in time. Remember, this is 24/7. Don't ever feel like you're stuck in the glue. You want to take this question? Go ahead.
I just want to add, and the thing is, you're an expert in your industry, right? So you can now take that and build on it with your own knowledge and the knowledge of other experts around you.
Absolutely. Okay. Does knowing you make a meaningful difference in its response or in its responses, or does that only matter based on the specific question you're asking? For example, would it give the same list of Pacific Islander keynote speakers regardless of your personal characteristics because it knows the event demographics?
So it depends. It depends on the prompt. It depends on what you are wanting to get out of it. If it is, like, once again, if it is let's say a pride event, right? Then yes, knowing that I am a queer woman in that space, it would give me those suggestions. But if it's just a blanket general, it doesn't matter. I mean, the Pacific Islander one, it doesn't know that I'm Pacific Islander. I just said I wanted it to be for that demographic, and then it gave me those ideas.
Yeah, again, it's clarifying your prompts around what you actually need and want. But also remember, it's not going to give you perfect the first time, ever. And even as you're drilling down, again, it needs to be a conversation back and forth so you can get to what you need.
Wanted to share one other tip as you were talking through your pieces. I use ChatGPT a lot to build my work back plan for my logistics and dates and all of that. And it spits it out as like bullets, and you can tell it, please put it in a table. So always do that. Give it the end date of your event. I need a work back plan for my communications plan for this event, and give it in the prompt, and it'll spit everything out for you. Like, don't waste time doing that. Like, it'll do it for you as a starting point.
Absolutely. I use it for my crew meals, right? I got to do all of the dates, times, all the things. And it spits it, and I go edit it. I nail it down. I ask it to have a various percentage of 5% dietary, and I upload the entire menu, let it do it for me. All different types of things that you can do. We're not going to get into automations because that's next level stuff, right? Again, I'm trying to get mindset here so that you can think about, again, those little things, which we used to say big things, that stop us from doing our work every day.
I was just gonna say, to comment off of that, you had the little tabs up there. Like for me, if I have something in there, if I'm talking about something specific, I'll leave that in there. And if I ever go back to that, I'll go to that same thread. So it's like kind of like training it. So that's how I'll do it too.
Yes, and thank you for that, because I do that all the time. I will go back to a thread and it remembers everything that it has spit back out at you, and you can go back for days, for weeks, and give it another prompt just on that same thread, and it'll remember everything. It'll change it just how you want it if you give it the right prompts.
Yes. I know we have 2 minutes left, so I'm going to still take questions from everyone. And I know I have one up on the screen. How do you manage working between various AI applications, let's say Copilot, ChatGPT, Jasper, etc.? Any tips that you would recommend to make sure that AI app we're using can learn about us over time? So for me, first step to me is the settings area, like I showed you, that boilerplate information. Your prompts need to trigger that for you. I'm an anomaly in a sense because I like to play all over the place. I say, find something that you like, get used to it, and then try something else. I've abandoned ChatGPT right now because I'm in another one, because I want to compare my long-term use of ChatGPT versus a long-term use of something else. I'm giving you these as suggestions. I didn't abandon it because I don't like it. I abandoned it because I need to be able to speak the differences to it. What works for you is the best tech, whatever it works for you. My doctor said one time, I said, what is the best exercise I should do, to lose weight? She said, the one you do. Go ahead.
I like to use a combination. Sometimes I will go to Spark AI, because Spark AI is it's still AI, but it's different from ChatGPT. And so I will go to Spark AI sometimes and I wish I had pulled it up. Anyway, and put in my audience, the type of event, if it's a conference, if it's a meeting, if it's a gala, see what that spits out at me, and then I copy that and I throw it into ChatGPT and start refining it on there. So I like to combine it just based on where my mindset is and how I guess deep I want to delve into it. I will combine the different types of platforms, and I find that it works really, really well when you do that.
We've got one more question here, and then we'll bring up the end poll. Do you find that AI can learn from your expressions of gratitude? Is there a value in taking time to express your emotions, if you will? And can AI learn more about you as a result? Excuse me. I say absolutely yes.
Yes.
You need it to humanize it.
Yes.
Right? We don't want our responses and the things that we do to come out as like a machine.
Yes.
That's our purpose.
Says, esteemed speakers. Who says esteemed speakers in your natural language, right? So I will go back and say, please answer this as Yinka Freeman, or please say this as Yinka Freeman. And it will say esteemed with fabulous, because I love the word fabulous all the time. So it'll change it. And then I'll say, please make it sound more professional as Yinka Freeman. And then it'll spit something back out at me.
Absolutely. So I know we're out of time, but at least I'd like you to do one little thing for me. Go back to the poll that you had originally for me, please, if that's possible. I'm gonna do it. And I want to know how likely you are to use it. Give us some information, please. Just one little question. If you hit refresh, you'll see it. I've got 100% so far at 7 responses. I see it went black again. I don't know why it's doing it. It doesn't like us today. You want me to tell you what it is? It's because she's using a PC and I use a Mac. Not fans. Not fans at all. But it's saying up here, 100% of you. So we just wanted it to be quick and dirty. You know, a good workshop is about 2 hours, hour and a half, right? So you can get down to it. But we wanted you to test it, no matter how familiar you are with it. I really wanted you to have a different mindset. Yinka wanted you to have fun. I wanted you to have fun. No matter what you do, make this a tool for your hip pocket. Let's say it, let's all say it again. Stand up for me. Okay. I pledge to make my favorite AI tool, y'all not loud enough for me. I pledge to make my favorite AI tool my hip pocket favorite. And it is my assistance for my greatness. Y'all got that? Okay. Yinka, any closing words?
No, your touch was great.
It is a pleasure for this to be here. Yinka is my dear friend. She's a fabulous planner. Come to us, ask us questions. The biggest thing that we need to do in our industry is to help our industry create and innovate. And don't look at each other as experts. We share information. We help each other. We should not be against each other, and that's how we will survive. Have a good day.
Thank you.